All right, let's get right into it. We've got some breaking news here about how one of the biggest tech giants on the planet is using AI to completely flip the script on how they build software. And look, this isn't some science fiction, maybe one day kind of thing. This is happening right now. And the results, well, they're absolutely staggering.
So what's the big headline number? Get this. They are fixing critical system failures twice as fast. I mean, just let that sink in for a second. When something major breaks, a system goes down, their best engineers are getting things back up and running in literally half the time it used to take them. That's a massive leap.
What's so wild about this is we're finally moving past all the AI hype. This isn't just theory anymore. This is a real-world, in-the-trenches use of AI that's giving a massive company a serious competitive edge today. We're talking about AI being woven right into the fabric of how they work.
So, the big question is, how on earth are they pulling this off? Well, it's not magic. It all boils down to a really clear and focused strategy for putting AI to work. Their whole approach is built on this really simple three-part mantra that everyone can get behind. Build faster, build safer, and build smarter. It's catchy, right? Okay, so let's break down what each of those actually means. First up, building faster. Now, when you hear that, you probably think, oh, they're just typing code faster. But that's not it at all. For them, true speed actually starts with stability. It's all about slashing the time that your systems are down. And the metric here is just, wow, a 50% reduction in something called MTTR. Now, that might sound like a bunch of technical jargon, but what does it actually mean for the business? Okay, so MTTR stands for mean time to recovery, and you can basically think of it as a stopwatch. The moment a system fails and an alarm goes off, that stopwatch starts ticking. And it doesn't stop until everything is 100% back to normal. So cutting that time in half, that means less chaos, less money lost, and way, way happier customers. It's a huge deal. And here's the magic of how they're doing it. Before, when something broke, you'd have brilliant engineers spending hours, sometimes days, digging through these mountains of digital haystacks, system logs, trying to find that one tiny needle that caused the problem. Not anymore. Now AI agents do all that heavy lifting. They scan everything, find the root cause, and even suggest the fix. The engineer's job completely changes. They go from being a detective to being the expert who just validates the AI's findings. That's how you cut the time in half. Okay, so that's faster. Now let's talk about the second pillar, which is just as important, building safer. Because look, it's easy to go fast if you're reckless, right? But this company is making it crystal clear that speed cannot come at the expense of safety and quality. And this part is really cool. They've actually plugged the AI right into their development pipeline. For the tech folks out there, we're talking about their CI/CD process, but for everyone else, just think of it like an automated security guard. Before any new piece of code is allowed to go out to the public, this AI guard checks it. It's looking for security holes, it's checking for bugs, and it's making sure it follows all the company's rules. And it all comes down to this core philosophy, summed up perfectly by one of their leaders, who said, "Speed without safety is not success." I love that. It's not just a nice slogan. It means that as they push the accelerator, the brakes for safety and quality are being applied automatically. All right, on to the third and honestly the most mind-blowing pillar, building smarter. This is where AI stops being just a helper that fixes and checks things and starts becoming the one that actually builds things, shrinking huge projects down to a tiny fraction of the original time. Just look at this. We're talking about projects that used to be planned out for a whole quarter. That's 3 months of work by a team of engineers, now getting done in just a few weeks. This isn't just a little bit faster. This is a total game changer for how they plan and execute their work. And this isn't just a theoretical idea. They've actually done it. They gave the AI a task. Hey, build us a mobile app for this service we have. They just gave it a high-level description of what they wanted, and the AI just went and did it. It wrote the back-end code, it built the APIs, it even designed the user interface for the app, all of it on its own. No human had to sit there and give it step-by-step instructions. Now, obviously, this brings up the big question, right? If the AI is writing all of the code, what's left for the engineers to do? And this is where things get really interesting, because we're talking about a fundamental shift in what it even means to be a software engineer. And this one quote just nails it perfectly. One of the engineers said, "Our role is not to check every line of code anymore. Our role is to define clearly what we want and establish how to verify it." So you see, their job is changing from being the person who lays every single brick
to being the architect who designs the skyscraper and inspects the final result. It's all about strategy and quality control now.
So the new workflow really boils down to just two main jobs for the engineer. Step 1, be crystal clear about the goal. Tell the AI exactly what you want it to build. And step 2, define how you'll know it's done right. You set the standards, you create the tests. Basically, the human becomes the director, and the AI becomes the star actor who can perform any scene perfectly.
And all of this leaves us with a pretty massive question, doesn't it? What we're seeing here isn't just about one company. It could be a glimpse into the future for the entire tech world. So, is the most important skill for an engineer of tomorrow not writing flawless code, but being able to flawlessly describe and verify an outcome? It really makes you wonder what the future of building things is going to look like.